Since the driver rating got capped to 150,000 points from the old 100,000, everyone is back into daily races and just trying to boost their profiles. And of course, this created such an incredibly competitive environment that it's almost impossible to start at the front of the field. And, well, what can I even say? The pace is incredible too. So in my race, this is exactly what happened. I tried to push it to the limit and I really tried to see what can I do in this competitive environment. And later on in the qualifying, I tried to improve by analyzing the best lap in the world and comparing that lap to my own lap. Just trying to find those precious couple of tenths, which would potentially put me into the top 20 in the world. So guys, I really hope that you'll enjoy it in this video, and I think it's finally time that we have a look at the race and then later the qualifying. The Ferrari has an amazing start. Yikes. Okay, I guess I survived. But someone didn't. Okay, I need to settle down. I need to find my rhythm. But this is a very competitive lobby. Low 54s and high 53s here. Thank you, that's perfect. Thank you very much for going in. Okay. This is actually looking pretty good for me now. Lewis would have a second penalty. He's gonna give me the tow. I just have to stay on the track and don't make a mistake, which is usually the difficult part here. And the race was turning out to be a pretty good one for me. I was in P5 and waiting for Lewis to serve his penalty. A half a second penalty would mean that I would get promoted into P4 with a potential of reaching up to P3 and staying in the slipstream. And that was the goal. Going for it, trying to overtake or doing anything, just stay behind. Enjoy the view for the next second and a half. Track limits, I guess. I'm okay. Somehow. 54.8. I'll take that. With a 154.8, I really thought I had it. My lap, I have to mention, it was in the slipstream, which got me a couple of tenths, but it was still in the 54s. I thought I had the pace to catch these guys, so in the next couple of laps, I decided to push it to the limit and see what my car is actually capable of. Ooh, slightly too wide, but okay. Still in this. even better, by 31 thousandths of a second, and Costa's got a 54.6. The pace is there. Now I really have to hope that they make a mistake or something happens, because their pace is just as good as ours, and there is probably not going to be much that I can do about it. So I had to really hope that someone is going to make a mistake, and that someone isn't going to be me. Go. Get me that 1 second. 1 second it is. I have a bit of slipstream now, which is good. That was a risky move. It didn't really pay off, did it? Unfortunately, the qualifying line over the curbs didn't really help, and I was again 1.3 seconds behind the leading three. And as you can see, the lap times are incredibly competitive, all in 154s. So this just proves that how strong this lobby actually is. Usually the lap times around 155s, but in this one I was actually able to manage to get into the 154s and really be on the limit every single lap. And well, I really had to push if I wanted to have any kind of chance of standing on the podium. They are pushing, I can tell you that, they are pushing. But I am getting closer. Good stuff here. Yeah, abusing track limits. Really abusing them. Okay, I think I'm in the slipstream. Like proper slipstream now. 54.8. Ooh, I'm doing 54s. 54s. Okay, we can call it on the limit. Yeah, that's on the limit. I think that's the definition of being on the limit. But just to show you how incredibly competitive this lobby was, I have to show you this thing. I slightly missed my braking point, making the car go wider than usual. It started to slide even a little bit, and I wasn't able to get under power early enough, and all of a sudden I did lose 50-60 thousandths of a second. In the next corner, the car just jumped over the curbs and I was not able to pick up the power early enough. And the gap was already at 1 second. It didn't even seem like a mistake, but I lost almost 2/10 in those two corners. I know, it's pretty incredible, but this is the level of this lobby. And I had to really keep my composure, and I really had to keep on pushing to the limit. Well, now I need to risk it through the chicane. I think that's the moment. It didn't pay off. I knew I had to risk it. I was losing the slipstream and I just had to use my qualifying line through the chicane. Unfortunately, in this case, it didn't pay off. My qualifying line was just not good enough. In the qualifying, you can just press that reset button and go again. But in the race, losing 3/10 can mean getting or losing a race. And so it was. Let's see if they're going to pit or not. But I am. Ooh, Sinkonen with a 1 second penalty. He's got 1 second penalty. Do not change, do not refuel. Still have a connection to someone that's in the slipstream, of course. Coming out of the pits, I knew that he had a 1 second penalty, which he needs to serve in this lap. On top of that, they need to stop and do their mandatory stop. So, I just had to push and see if it's possible to make up for that difference. They were just 1.3 seconds in front of me, and with that 1 second penalty, it's going to be incredibly close. Yeah. Probably D3. Probably P3, but it's not over yet. Whoa. You will get the toe though. Oh. Let's see. I don't think it's quite enough. Got it. Got my... Oh no! You got a penalty in the end. You got a penalty. But I got myself a P3. And after the race, the goal was to improve my qualifying time. So I just wanted to see what the fastest guy in the world did in the Lamborghini. So what I did is I loaded his telemetry data and I compared that data to my own data that I collected in the laps before. And there was clearly a lot of difference. I identified the key areas where I could find, well, I'm gonna be honest, a lot of time. In some areas, maybe a couple of tenths, a tenth or maybe even 2 tenths, just by, well, braking a little bit later and using slightly different lines. As you can see in this example, he is on the outside while I'm cutting in way too early, which again is not giving me the right or the optimal line for the exit of the corner. So he is just taking a slightly wider line on the way into the corner so he can carry more speed on the way out of this whole section. And again, I'm just braking a little bit too much and again, not really taking the optimal line, which is kind of resulting in that time loss. It's not much, but it adds up. A tenth here and a tenth there, and eventually you get yourself a couple of tenths by the end of the lap. And especially, I'm gonna say, the most important part was the chicane, where I was losing almost 2 tenths. And after analyzing this lap, I finally put it to practice. I did a couple of laps before this one, and it was starting to get pretty good, until I finally got this lap. There we go.